Okay, here is a digital locomotive. That's a speaker, that's the cab lights, and there's where the 21 pin decoder goes. Now, there's a problem with it running. We've done the system resets and everything, and it's still not running right. So what you do is, no, you don't stamp on it. First thing you do is test it with the analog blanking plug. That there we think is a faulty decoder. So the first thing you do is test it with the blanking plug. Now here we are looking through a magnifying glass which I use, and there is the 21 pin decoder where you plug it in, which obviously I'm going to have to do away from the camera. Okay, and there you can see the blanking plug in position, which is that there. That's an analog blanking plug, and it's 21 pins, and you make sure they're all lined up. Okay, what we had was really jerky running, so we've got the analog chipping, apart from the fact it's not on the track right, but you can see that's fine. You can see that works absolutely fine. That is smooth as silk, which it wasn't doing. So you can see lights work, that's absolutely perfect. So we know through that little test, we know that it's not the loco's mechanism. So we've got rid of the chip, it's just running as an analog locomotive, and we can see it's fine. So we now move on to the next step. Okay, now what you do when you take one of these out is you don't fist it, you use a screwdriver and you gently twist it and prise it out, very, very gently. You don't fist it, there you go. Simple as that. The next test is you put a 12 pounds 21 pin direct fit decoder into the system. The reason being is you don't want to spend 110 quid on another lock sound one and for some reason it blows up or something happens to it. 12 quid, well I hope you can afford to lose 12 quid, but that's basically running through the tests. Thank you. Okay, here it is running in digital with the 12 pounds chip in it, so basically we're just finding out and you can see it runs absolutely fine. Oh, it stopped a bit there, but that's not because of the chip, that's just what it is. I need to clean the track maybe, I don't know. But you can see, and I haven't pushed that chip in that tight either because of the pin, so I bring it back and you can see it works absolutely fine. So basically what you've got, speed it up a bit, see what you're running on 128. So that's fine. And do you want to stop it, please? And you can see it ran absolutely fine there. Okay, so you can see here we have the chip, and now we have to make a decision. Do we spend another 110, 115, 120 pounds on another sound chip, another lock sound chip, and put it in the loco, or do we put £100 on top and buy another Peak District locomotive and run this as analog? And you can see here I'm just removing the chip gently with the screwdriver, easy done, and you can see there the 21 pin socket. Now as I've said, what do we do? I don't even know if you can send it off to get it repaired, but it's a tough decision about what you actually do. But as I've said, when you do this, you do all the CV resets, whatever loco you have, a digital loco, CV008, it may be even worth phoning the manufacturer of the loco and see if there's any other things you can do with CV numbers to make it run correctly. This is basically all you do if you've exhausted all your other tests. You can do it before, but you don't want to condemn the chip until you're sure it is a problem. And as you've seen, first thing you do is a blanking plug, the analog blanking plug. That way you find out if the loco, if it has a fault, to find out if it's a mechanical fault or a problem with the electrics on the locomotive. The next thing you do is a cheap digital 21 pin chip, £12. You put that in to see if it runs on digital. You don't get any functions, but you will see if the chip overheats, but it will go backwards and forwards. And if it goes backwards and forwards, you know the digital side of the locomotive works correctly. And that's basically it really. But as I say, make sure you've exhausted every other test. Some locos is different CV numbers you can do to make it run correctly. They may even be incorrectly set up on the system reset. I don't know, but this is basically what I do when I've exhausted every other test. Every other test has to be exhausted before I will do this. Now I know that the chip is the problem and there isn't anything else wrong with it. And it's a superb loco Skidor. It really is nice. And here I am showing you the 21 pin chip. Just showing you that there. Sorry, not chip. 21 pin slot for the decoder. And you can see where it's got one. One lines up with the decoder where you put it in because you put it incorrectly. Incorrectly, you would blow up the chip. Now you can see the speaker. Be ashamed to run it as an analog locomotive when it's got all this detail. And there again, there is the cheap chip. You can see I'm pointing to there. Thank you for watching, and I hope this has been really helpful to you. Again, thank you.